Bourbon, Broncos, and No BS. Fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Well, Broncos country, they say a win's a win, but I'm not so sure. If it's as ugly as it was yesterday, we still have a lot to talk about, even though the win is in the win column. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So we're going to break it down, guys. Welcome to the Bourbon Broncos No BS Postgame Podcast live here on Monday nights. As we always do, I got a fantastic group of people with me here. As always, we got John, we got Scott the Flagman, and Adam with his channel, Eye on the Ball 37. We're breaking it all down for you guys. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, any of the buttons that are there. That helps us out a ton. But guys, we have stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. John, sir, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Am I alone in feeling that the Broncos won a game yesterday? I don't know. It feels like I'm the only person in Broncos country that knows that we won a game yesterday, and looks like we might have the best defense in the league right now. So I'm flying high. I'm trying to be Mr. Positive today. I'm not listening to the negativity, and I'm feeling okay today. 4-2 at this year in the season. Okay. 4-2 at this year in the season. If we went back to preseason, I'd be feeling pretty good right now. So, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay about the whole situation. There's a lot to digest, a lot to talk about, but overall, where we're at in the season, we can work on this. We can grow from this.
Okay. We'll see. Definitely things to talk about there and stuff to flesh out. Scott, buddy, how you doing, man?
Dude, I am doing very, very well. And I concur with John. You know, it was a Broncos win at the end of the day. So I'm over the hill on that. We are really close to the way the Bills are playing right now to being tied with a team that everybody says is the best. So there's that. I just think there's a lot of work to be done to get better. And I know everybody is jumping on that. I hate Sean Payton and his play calling. Fact of the matter is, just make and execute the plays. You know, drop balls, stupid pre-snap penalties, fumbles. You know, and I think the only thing we can get better at on defense is I don't know where the turnovers are.
That is
but we have done a terrible job at getting that big turnover. I mean, we're making the stops, and I'm down with that. The key to the season right now is getting some turnovers and making less stupid mistakes.
No, that's fair. And that was a huge point that I was going to bring up was the penalties, and we will get into that shortly. But first, Adam, dude, what's up, man? How you feeling after yesterday's win?
My voice is tired because we talked for 4 hours. I didn't know that I didn't know that I had that in me. So that was an eye opener.
It's like your first date.
Was it like a first date? I don't know. We're getting it. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Right. Not right now. But I think like all the basically very level-headed, optimistic Broncos fans may be in this room right now because I'm kind of feeling the same way. I'm like, guys, if you would have told me, hey, you're gonna have far and away one of the best defenses in the league at the third of the season mark. You're going to be 4-2. You're going to be within striking distance of first place in the division. I would say, okay, I'll take that. And easily, you take 2 plays out of the equation, and the Broncos are 6-0.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Despite,
True.
and I don't think that you can also say that they're flawed and they have things that are kind of glaring right now that need to be addressed and we can talk about. But at the same time, there's a lot of good stuff happening too, and they're 4-2, and the Chargers almost chargered yesterday. Did their very best to try to lose that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we all kind of thought that maybe that divisional game at home was gonna loom very large, and I don't know. Maybe the Chargers may not even get to that date yet. So, yeah, plenty to dissect. Not every stuff, things I'm not happy about, and things we're all not happy about. But I mean, we still won the game, and we're 4-2.
Yep.
I'm so glad I came here today because I thought I was going to have to be the voice of optimism, and here we are. 4 people in here. Well, Kev, we haven't gotten your take.
Oh, we haven't gotten.
You want to be Mr. Negativity over there?
No, and here's the thing. If we're going to talk defense, I mean, other than Scott, your point, man, talking about the turnover ratio and the lack of turnovers the Broncos are generating, that's really the only thing on defense you can nitpick. I mean, 9 sacks, 11 QB hits, -10 passing yards. The worst performance in terms of passing game the Jets have ever had. And I mean, they've gone back to like the 1960s. So this is in their long history. They have never seen a game as bad as what they just experienced. And it was just the defense was playing at the same level this week as they were against the Eagles last week. Right? Yeah. They showed up. They said, we don't care who you are. We don't care if you're 5-0 or 0-5. We're going to play lights out against you. And that's exactly what I was hoping to see the Broncos offense come out there with as well. Now, when you look at the offense and special teams, this is where you get into the worries and the criticism. And really, for me, the biggest out of all of it, we could talk about Sean Payton overthinking and overcomplicating things. Maybe it's his play calling, but whatever. It's the penalties. It's multiple weeks in a row now of just absurd, ridiculous penalties. This last week, Parrott had one big one that could have and should have been a drive killer had it not been for Sean Payton saying, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. 4th and 5, whatever. We're going to be like the Lions and go for it, resulting in a touchdown. But that should have been a drive killer. Garrett Bowles holding penalty in the end zone. That we could talk about tying to Sean Payton and his mind, whatever's going on in there. But all these pre-snap penalties that are just, I mean, Bo Nix had an incredible play where he moved out of the way of a would-be sacker, kind of reminiscent of what he did last year against the Chargers at home. And it was a great play, great read, great pass, about 15-yard reception. This should have been on the highlight reel everywhere today, guys, right? But we're not seeing it. Why? Because it was penalized on that play, and it got moved back. So I want to start by talking about this undisciplinedness of the team because it's multiple weeks in a row. The problem's not getting better. And the way I'm seeing it, you can nitpick and start fixing all these little things, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you're going to keep getting penalized and keep putting yourself in a really crappy situation. So that's my soapbox. We have got to fix the penalties first before anything else. Done.
I knew you'd bring us back to earth, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. One point I'd like to point out, it's so easy for Broncos country to jump on a Garrett Bowles penalty, but I will correct you here. It was Quinn Miners.
It was Quinn Miners. You're right. Great. Sorry.
I want to say Garrett Bowles' name a little bit there. All-pro Quinn Miners.
My bad, Garrett. My bad. Sorry, buddy. Love you, dude.
I'm going to trade Garrett Bowles to the world. I know there's many in Broncos country that might feel differently, but you're right. The penalties are – look, our offense looked like they were going to be rolling. The first quarter looked, good. It looked like what the rest of the game was going to go like.
Right.
The first play, obviously, that fumble, you can't – Troy Franklin, come on,
man.
Keep the – there's no reason for that fumble there. And that obviously
Yep.
set off that drive, but it didn't continue for the next 2 drives. The second one did get skewed with the penalty, but it looked like our offense was going to perform. And then obviously that third drive was the highlight drive of the game, unfortunately, and all that happened in the first quarter. And I said it yesterday, if we could have just replicated half of what we did in the first quarter and every other quarter, it would have been a 30-point win, but we couldn't. It seemed like after the penalties just detracted, and then it felt like we were just trying to match the Jets after that for who's going to be the worst offense today. Fortunately, we won that battle, but it wasn't pretty.
Right.
Well, and I guess what's frustrating, even on that safety, okay, I saw him grabbing, I saw some jersey, but how do they not only call that one, but then they call the pass interference on us? I mean,
right.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That should have been just offsetting penalties. Let's try and do it again.
True.
But
that's what I thought.
I'm not going to harp on the officials that much, because that's kind of just losers' mentality. We have got to tighten up our operations, start doing what we can do, stop bitching about the calls, and execute some of the plays that are being laid out there. I did love the fact that Ingram finally got involved
2 weeks in a row now.
and then we stopped using him in the third quarter. I said, where's number one? And then we started using him on that last drive that we got, the drive we got the field goal. But let's get these. What the hell is Jaleel McLaughlin doing out there? Hasn't been out there all damn year. Bidet, he was fine. He wasn't terrible.
He was a healthy scratch.
Why do we replace him with McLaughlin? And McLaughlin,
Sean Payton overthinking it.
It makes no sense.
I don't know.
It reminds me of the playoff game last year.
Little bit,
Why would we now? Obviously, a little different. It's not the Bills. It's the Jets, right? But you have a RB3 who's functional, who's doing things correctly. He's not making any major mistakes. He's working really well in the screen game, right? And he's seeming to be a reliable guy. So what about the matchup would have made Sean Payton sit here and think McLaughlin is the way to go today, even though I don't know if they threw to him once. I know the one handoff he got went for nothing.
One carry, 0 yards. He had
he did have a pass, two.
He had 2 attempts at a screen. Here's what I think.
I think we're overthinking the RB3 situation here. Well, there's bigger issues than the RB3 situation.
No, I agree.
Okay, that's fair.
I agree.
That's fair.
It just almost is like he said, "Hey, we're playing a crappy team. We haven't played him all year long. Maybe we can see how he plays." I don't know. It's almost like we didn't take it very seriously. I don't know.
Maybe Bidet had something that flared up, and who knows what the case would be. But
it flows into the larger, it flows into the larger conversation of Sean Payton potentially playing chess so far in advance to the point where he's now messing with his own team.
There you go.
Right, and I'm all for thinking outside the box and him being this football genius and everything like that. But there's a limit, right? There's a point where you say, hey, we don't have to throw backed up into our end zone. We don't need to call a play that has Bo Nix dropping back 5, 6, 7, 8 steps all the way back in the deep into the end zone, right?
Third line.
Right. Why don't we run here? Right. Give yourself some space. I know what we saw last year against the Browns was freaking beautiful. But just because we're in that situation again now doesn't mean hey guys, it worked last time. Let's do this again. No.
Thank you. It's chasing the game at the wrong moment, and that safety gives the Jets the lead, gives them the momentum, changes the complexion of the game going into where you only have a couple possessions left anyway. There was no reason for that. You put the game on the line when it didn't need to be, especially when the defense was playing lights out at that point.
Sean has a good comment here. All the points the Jets made were given to them by us, either through the offense, the turnover, those things, the safety, or the special teams, allowing big runbacks. So we gave them and Adam and I were talking about this during the game, every drive that the Jets had to go down and score their own points, they could not do it. So they got 86 total yards, 82 total yards, somehow 11 points, only because we said, here, have a free head start.
Our defense played a shutout game. This very easily.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Look, all the national media is all on the Jets today. Thank God, because they could very easily be talking about the Broncos today. Had we lost that game, this would be a totally different day for Broncos country. And it came down to, that last drive. One drive, and it shouldn't have. That's ridiculous how they played that game. And there's no, every one of their points, was either because of a fumble or a long kick return or that safety. And because even in the one drive when they got there to go up to get their third field goal, they still had a 45-yard kick return that got them to their own 45. They still had to make it 20 yards, but if our defense is giving up 20 yards a drive, okay, but I don't know where the special teams kick coverage was this game. There's a lot of questions about where the offense was this game, but luckily we know that we can beat a team in the NFL with just one unit performing.
What do you think?
Go ahead, Scott.
We've got to tighten down our run defense a little bit.
Sure.
We're coming up.
I'm talking about the defense. I just told you how great our defense was. I'm talking about the run defense.
That first drive of the second half, it was all running. They had one pass play. That's all the Jets could do is run. Never should have. We're just giving up some gash plays that we need to stop. And I'm a little worried about the Giants because that's
𝐂𝐨𝐿𝐴
their mentality.
Story,
Well, okay. We keep not being worried about stuff, and then game day happens, and then we have nothing but things to worry about. So I don't know.
This is the post-game show. We're supposed to talk about the game that just
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Well,
I like the point though.
That is
I don't think they gashed us on the run. Breece Hall had 59 yards rushing, and his longest run was 8 yards.
If the Jets were smart, they would have just stopped throwing altogether and just kept running because they were getting some first downs because they were picking up 6, 7, 8 yards sometimes.
You got it, but you also
their best drive was all running.
But you said that if the Jets were smart, and I think that's
we saw it to end of the first half there. The way the first half ended, we saw that is just
a lot of questions.
Talk about a dysfunctional team with head coach just going, Anyway, here's a comment here from Michael. I'll just leave it up here. I'm not going to read it all out. But a couple thoughts here of this that I kind of thought earlier today. This must be what the Chiefs fan base felt like last year. Winning a lot of very close games that they probably shouldn't have won, right? So, look, can the offense improve? Yes. I think the biggest thing that's standing in their way, again, is penalties. And once you allow this offense to get in a groove, I think that's probably one of the biggest things that's hindering the offense right now, is they're not able to get into a groove because of these freaking penalties.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And look, I do think the Jets defense this Jets roster should not be 0-6 right now.
Right.
No, right?
They have a good team.
Everybody pretty tough.
They have a good defense. But Adam, I'll let you go because we keep shutting you out here.
I think that to make a point here is that the Denver offense looked really good against the Bengals, and we all thought they kind of got their groove back. but they went up against two really good defenses, one on the road in a very hostile environment and one in a very weird environment and neutral site
Yep.
with kind of uneven crowd reactions and stuff against another very stout defense. So they struggled against stout defenses. Are we kind of did our expectations maybe get a little bit too high for the offense maybe at the start of the year, and now this is kind of where the baseline should be, or do we think they have more? Maybe that's the better question that we should be asking ourselves today. I still contend that you could see Bo Nix regress a little bit and not take a giant step back, but that you would see the offense maybe take a tiny step back with him, and I think you've seen that so far this year.
I think to this point in the season, you're not wrong. Like, I don't think there's a good argument in the other direction, frankly.
No.
We've seen flashes of it. Look, we saw flashes of it in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then what I don't understand is why couldn't we continue that success we had in the first quarter? Did the Jets make that many in-game adjustments that we just had to go 3 and out basically every drive? And penalties, sure, they played their part. And, we've talked about that. But I didn't understand what happened after the first quarter.
To build on that, and I think that's where the sentiment with the fan base is really coming through, is because they do have these flashes where they look very, very good. The first drive when they go quick to intermediate passing game, and when they run the ball effectively, this offense looks just fine. It looks dare I say efficient and competent and but man, when they've maybe the Giants will kind of revert back and will have a better idea of where the offense is a bit against a middle of the road defense at home. My voice is cracking because I'm 12. But
I knew it.
5'11", that's pretty impressive. I mean, the scouts. The scouts are going to be looking at you, Adam.
The thing that is, I don't think a lot of people maybe are thinking about this, but this was a very tough part of our schedule. We play a Monday night. We go across the country to play the Super Bowl champs. And then we don't get to go home. We get to go to Europe. And we're there for a week. And then, do we get a bye week? No, we come back.
Nope.
And now we're playing the Giants. This is a really tough part of the schedule. And we've actually played pretty darn good in this part of the schedule. Overall, I don't know. Well, playing good might be.
Phases have been good.
We've won the games that
sections have been good.
Yeah, we got 4 or 5 at home in the next 5 weeks.
That is true.
Yep. So a good time of year for us to be doing that.
Yeah. I think beating the Bengals, beating the Eagles. I mean, anyone making predictions on our schedule you're probably assuming you're at least losing one of those games, if not 2. So we're in a great spot from a standing standpoint.
Right.
Pretty. That whatever, it doesn't matter at the end of the season. A win gets you what you need.
They don't get a points scale.
No style points for winning.
Yeah.
And so that's why the conversation is so different today. If this was a loss, it would be the entire national media of like, what are the Broncos legit or not? But now everyone's like, no, they're a playoff team, at least.
Yeah.
And this close.
Well,
this close from being 6-0 here.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's that close.
That close. That close. But look, the nitpicking of the offense is going to continue until they show that they can put a full game together. The defense has more or less done that for 2 straight weeks now. I think I can confidently sit here and say the defense knows how to show up and play a full game. The offense, we have yet to see that. We see those spurts. We see the quarter here. We see the half over there. But then things fall apart, right? And it's penalties, it's play calling, it's dropped passes, a silly turnover, right? But there are some highlights there. And we're looking at Bo Nix potentially. Maybe you're saying there's a slight regress there. I don't know. The one thing that you can really credit Bo Nix on doing, and he's coming to the season doing this very, very well, is protecting the football. The amount of turnovers he has, I mean, I think he only has a couple, and what they were tipped, right? How many times has he thrown an interception or thrown something where it's like, oh man, that was almost intercepted, and it probably should have been because that was a bad throw, right? We don't see that from Bo Nix.
Well,
he's being really smart for the football.
We haven't seen it recently. The first couple of games, I was like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Here?
But it's getting better. But he's getting better, and it's more consistent.
Yeah. Yes, I will agree. And to Scott's point earlier with talking about the turnover ratio, look, this defense is elite as it is without the turnovers. If you start adding in the turnovers, I mean, this team's nonstop. If we can start getting some turnovers going in our favor, but to your point, Kevin, yeah, but I mean, we haven't seen the turnovers from Nix. Unfortunately, we're seeing silly turnovers or turnovers that, like, I just don't know where they're coming from sometimes, and that's the concern because okay, that's fine if Bo Nix isn't throwing 2-3 interceptions a game, but if we're fumbling, we shouldn't be. Granted, it hasn't been atrocious. Don't get me wrong. There was one in this game. It wasn't like outland. Well, I mean, I hate to harp on Melvin Gordon, but when that last season in Denver, it was like, is he going to fumble today or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or it wasn't. I don't know. It was. I'm putting money on that he's going to fumble at least once today. Yeah.
It was one of those. Every time he touched the ball, you just kind of. Because you're and like you winced every time because something bad, there could have been something bad as a consequence.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about the defense. Oh, sorry. Go for it, John.
I was just gonna say, like, we're not turning the ball over a ton on offense. We're not getting the ball on defense on turnovers. But shockingly, like if you look at the league, our turnover ratio, it's lower, obviously, because we're not getting the turnovers, but it's not terrible. Like we're not league. I think we only have 6 turnovers for the year, maybe
6. Yeah, we've got 6 for the year.
Yeah, so
you average 1 a game.
I gotta believe that turnovers are coming in our direction on the defensive side of the ball, and when they start coming, like that's going to lead to putting our offense in favorable positions. And now it's a matter of, okay, are we going to turn those into touchdowns or field goals? What's going to be? Hopefully not field position.
I also think just with the turnover aspect, I think you're also seeing teams really take the air out of the ball so as not to even put themselves in a position where they're putting themselves that a turnover can even be presented. There were times in that game yesterday that the Jets took a safe run over passing the ball. Philadelphia took safe runs the week before looking for safe runs. Again, that's sporadic, but I don't know that the Denver defense is actually getting as many opportunities to get those turnovers as many, some of these other teams. You're also seeing the scores being held like very, very low. Just as a kind of an aside, we had the same kind of complaints in 2015 about another team. And we were always waiting for that offense to turn a corner. They gave us like a really, really like good game against Green Bay and then never did it again. Is it an impossible standard to maybe hold this defense to that defense standard? Maybe, but
no,
that defense is all over.
Plus, we're getting to the part of the season where the offense is really setting themselves up to get some traction. So if they can close the gap between them and the defense just a fraction, just fractionally, OMG, it is on like Donkey Kong at that point, my man.
To your point, Adam, like when the team is going out 3 and out every drive, there's a lot less plays to try and get a turnover.
Fair.
If we hold them to 3 and out every time, then that's a much better situation than letting them go down the field and then getting a turn. I mean, less plays for the other team to have on offense, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
that usually is good.
Well, guys, it is halftime here at the Bourbon Broncos No B.S. post-game podcast, and stick around. We have a whole nother half here to include an official nickname announcement for one of the players. It was decided yesterday, and if you missed it, we're going to cover it here for you guys and get John and Scott's take on it. But first, remember, guys, we are live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time for another episode of the post-game podcast. Broncos don't have any other Monday night games the way it sits right now, so for the rest of the season, you can count on us being here on Monday nights. On every Tuesday, we are live at 7 p.m. Mountain Time for the flagship show of Bourbon Broncos and No BS. Make sure you tune in to recap a little bit more of this last week's game, and then we'll move on officially to the Week 7 matchup halfway through the show tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in for that. Also, make sure you're following us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher for our pre-game podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, we are there. And then on game day, we are live 1 hour before kickoff. As you saw from this last week, it doesn't matter if that means we're live at 6:30 in the morning. We're going to be live at 6:30 in the morning. And I'm a little crazy for it. Adam, thank you so much for being there. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened on that show, because the blabbering would have started and things just start coming out. It's bad. So I'm glad you were there for that one before the coffee kicked in and everything. So. But then we're live at halftime as well for every Broncos game for the halftime hash show. Make sure you tune in and share your thoughts and instant reactions on the first half of the game and talk about what the Broncos need to do in the second half to secure a victory. New announcement for show things that we're going to be doing here once a month. I think it's been decided that we are going to be doing a live reaction show to an away game once a month. So 4 games a season. We'll be doing a live full-length show covering the entire game. Obviously, we can't show the game itself, but you can watch along with us, chat with us, share your reactions as the game is unfolding live. So we'll send you some announcements and let you know when the next one's going to be in November. So get ready for it, guys. Once a month, we'll be joining you live and having a watch party of a Broncos away game. With that being said, guys, it's on to the second half of the show here. And let's start off with the player announcement. This guy, he has been phenomenal since week 1, and I just can't see how I'm going to be able to stop talking about him. Talanoa Hufanga is now officially known as Hua. And it's not just because of his name. Adam, tell us why. Why is it not his name?
When he hits fools, they go Hua after.
It's the sound players make when Hua hits them.
Ask Garrett Wilson how he's feeling today. He's not feeling so good.
Yeah.
2 weeks, so I don't know if it's that play or I don't know.
I don't know. Either way. John, Scott, I think Hua's a winner.
I think that's a win. I mean, dude, this guy he's brought the intensity. He's brought, I don't even know how to describe it, but you got sacked this game. I mean, who didn't get a sack this game? But he saved the game on that pass breakup at the end. And
Yes.
yeah, he's playing exactly how we hoped he would be playing when we signed him.
Yep, exactly.
And now we're just waiting for Mr. 𝐁𝐫𝐿 to get involved, our other signing this offseason. And look, this is the first week that he could come off of IR. But back to Hua. Flagman, you got any? What are your thoughts on Mr. Hua there?
You know, it's been so long since we've had a safety that was that kind of beast. It's been a while. I mean, I get it. Russell, Simmons was he was good. He was consistent. But it's just like
Different.
he never made that really, really big hit, that big impactful play that you needed at the right time. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I just, I'm an old school guy, man. I love the Dennis Smith and the Steve Atwater.
Oh, yes.
We've had a good, if not great, tradition in safeties, and we haven't had that for a while.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that guy in the backfield that's just flying around, got the hair going, and he's just Stay healthy, please, because
Yes.
I wasn't gonna say it, Scott. That you just don't jinx it.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
We got. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, he had a sack yesterday. The third down pass breakup, the second to last play of the game. I mean, he's all over the field. You see him in almost every play, and he's doing something, right? He's tackling, he's sacking, he's breaking up passes. He is really becoming a cornerstone piece to this defense, alongside people like Pat Surtain, Jonathan Franklin Myers, Zach Allen. Like he's becoming one of the big names on this defense very, very quickly. And I think if I do get a number 9 jersey, it's just going to say 𝐒𝐭 on the back.
You got to get a custom. You got to get custom, man. I already went and looked. There's the only thing you can get in 𝐒𝐭𝐤𝐥 is basically the heat press number 9. And it's only in orange. So if you didn't want anything nice, you got to go pay a little bit extra for it. But this has been the piece on defense that has
that might change.
This is the piece on defense.
You got to go BroncoGame.com, join, order a jersey, put whatever the hell you want on there. It's going to be awesome. And it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Kev, I have a quick question. Kev, how many jerseys do you have?
Like
ballpark.
I think under 10. I think 10 or 9.
That upsets me.
I don't have a million, and that's not counting the ones I have. I have like 3 autographed jerseys hanging up. Those I don't count. But I think I have like an additional like 9.
Okay. All right.
A couple Peyton Mannings, Von Miller.
That makes me sad.
I gotta have at least I probably have at least like a dozen.
A dozen
or more.
Here's how I see it. My wife loves shoes. She loves shoes. She has so many shoes, and she buys so many. Yeah, me. Right. No, my wife, she loves shoes. She buys all the shoes, and I say, yeah, get the shoes, get whatever you want. But then what? You wear one pair of shoes a day. Like, you never really go through all the shoes. Jerseys are my shoes. Okay, I'm going to buy them, and I'm not going to wear them all the time, but I have it for the situation in which I will need to wear it.
You're giving me talking points. I appreciate that.
I know,
the only one I can't really wear, the one I can't really wear anymore is the Trevor Siemian one. That one is just going to collect dust till I figure out what to do with it. I shouldn't have bought it in the first place.
You have 9 jerseys and one of them's Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, okay. I am disappointed because I've got a closet probably of 60 jerseys.
Yeah.
And my new way.
Give me some time. I'll get there, buddy.
Because I can't order old school jerseys, so I do them through Andrew's website, and
Mad Fanatic.
I get so many compliments, man. So I don't know,
guys, check out Broncos.
They always joke with me about wearing Broncos stuff every day, and what else can I say?
All the time. All the time.
I don't know what else you're supposed to wear.
Yeah, guys, check out Bronco Gang. Sorry, go for it, John. Yep, and so what I need to do after this show is buy at least 3 or 4 more. So, but the guys, the Bronco Gang jerseys are awesome. If you want, make sure you go check out Bronco Gang. If you haven't heard of the Mad Fanatic, check out his songs, his music there. He's a great guy too. Andrew's a great guy, and I think it's like $20, a one-time $20 payment, and you get free access to the site for life. You get a flag here, a Bronco Gang flag, and then they have jerseys and hoodies and all these other stuff, so you guys can go buy off the website. So a little plug there for Broncos Gang. Check them out. And then also, I should have mentioned this in the announcements, but we have a home game this Sunday, guys. So if you're coming out to the home game and you're looking for a place to tailgate, come on back to the back of Lot C. Look for all the different flags. The weather looks like it should be holding out for us so far. But yeah, back of Lot C, the south side there, see all the different flags flying. That's us. Come on over, have a good time, have a shot, have some food, and just enjoy all the company and some great people that are back there in that side of the the tailgate area. But we will be there, and everybody is invited, even Raiders fans. Even Raiders fans are invited.
I didn't invite it.
The Bonito Express is awesome.
The shot that Scott makes called the Bonito Express. Yep, it is delicious. So come on by and check it out, guys. Speaking of Nick Bonito and the defense in general, have we really focused in on Nick Bonito? I mean, he's at 8 sacks on the season now?
Just leading the league casually. But
no big deal.
Not just Nick Bonito, but the whole defense. 30 sacks in 6 games.
Through 6 games.
Hasn't been done since 1990, and just 10 sacks, awaiting tonight's games. But 10 sacks above the next best. Like, this defense is getting after the quarterback, which I was a little worried about in those first couple of games, and they made up for it.
Right.
Crazily. Lately. Like 9 sacks in 1 game. I think that's more than I'm pretty sure that's more than some teams have in the season, is what we just did.
No, it's true. The Panthers, the last I heard, have like 6 total. And I don't know if they got any yesterday. Okay, yesterday going.
So I'm just saying, this defense is ridiculous, and it's coming from every level. The safeties had multiple sacks. The linebackers obviously brought sacks, and then the interior defensive line is bringing sacks. How do you plan for something like that when it's coming from every level, and you don't know who's going to drop back in coverage? You don't know who's actually going to come. You can bring 8 people looking like they're going to rush, and only 4 do, and you don't know who's dropping back into coverage. And Vance Joseph. I feel like every bad game, everyone's ready to jump on Vance Joseph, but come on, the guy is scheming these things up crazily well. And we played the Jets, and whatever, it's the Jets, but you don't get to 30 sacks in 6 games easily.
Not at all. And 9 sacks in addition to 11 quarterback hits on just 17 attempts. So literally on almost every single drop back that this guy had, that Justin Fields had yesterday, he had somebody in his lap. I don't care who you are. I can't really even compare that to something that I've seen since 2015, and that was that game, that AFC Championship game against Brady and the Patriots, where I swear there was somebody in his lap every other play. So now again, is that a ridiculously high standard for any defense, much less this one? Yes. If they keep playing this way for the rest of the year, and the offense again just gets fractionally better. We're not even talking about like they need to go out and be the best, greatest show on turf. They just need to be a little bit better and maybe a little bit more consistent. And we don't. And Dre Greenlaw hasn't played a snap for us yet.
Yeah, and I hope that comes soon, but not too soon. I mean, if we don't need him yet,
Totally agree.
We had a big piece of our defense out yesterday. Ellis did not play.
No, he did not,
and that's big.
He would have had at least 1 sack in there too.
Jonah Ellis probably would have had it. Yeah. Who's been living in back there too lately.
Yeah.
So the fact we were missing him and these guys still picked up the slack, and it came from every direction, like you guys are saying. Look, I'm sitting here right now. I don't see how Vance Joseph isn't a head coach next year. I just don't see how he's anywhere, how he's on the Broncos at all. I think we got lucky this year that there just weren't that many head coaching opportunities during the offseason. But I think we are seeing what he's doing with the defense now for everything he's done since that Miami game, which is just infamous, right? He's earned a chance to be another head coach.
You bring that up.
I was thinking we might do something like, instead of a swear jar, every time one of us brings up the Miami game, we have to pay into it. But then also for Jared, every time Jared brings up Javonte, he has to pay into it. And that'll help for the year-end prizes and giveaways we have, I think we'd be able to pay off all that easily.
That's a fun little thing to do. Yeah.
I feel like that.
Oh, I'm making him do it. Yeah, this isn't an idea I've had. I've decided that we're getting him a 𝐤𝐵 jar.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that if it calms him down on the 𝐤𝐵 talk, but I mean,
it won't.
The only thing that can save us there, Kev, is the fact that this is a very offensive-minded league, and I think it's hard for a defensive coach to get a head coaching position. And look, we just played a defensive head coach in the Jets, and there are a lot of question marks. And I mean, he's a stellar defensive coach. I mean, look at we're all bad-mouthing our offense, and I think some of that's rightfully so. But I think it's a much better defensive team than they're getting credit. And
also, yeah,
I think that might be our saving grace for potentially keeping Vance Joseph a little bit longer, but we'll see.
And I would love that. I just, it's if he was a standard or maybe even above average, a really good defensive coordinator, I would see maybe that has some more weight to it. But when you're putting together defenses as strong as the Broncos have been the last 2 years, and you're talking about some of these absolutely insane numbers and the concepts he's coming up with, and the disguising of the package. I mean, it's something you're not seeing anyone else doing, and not just this year, but the last time you saw a defense this good, I really think was 2015, and that's not just for the Broncos; that's in general. So you see the fact that he's brought them up from this major loss a couple years ago, right, to where they are now. I think that is you're talking about the most 180-degree change that we've. So I think it's just a separate level of he's a defensive coordinator, but he's like the defensive coordinator. So I don't know. I would love to keep him though.
Yeah, I think that's valid, and we're on pace to smash the single season record for a team. And Benito, I think, is still on track to at least tie or get close to single season sack record. Which, by the way, talking about our head office. Seems pretty good that we locked in that contract right now because we're looking at Micah Parsons' numbers if this season continues for Nick Bonita.
Yeah.
We did it with Kirkman. I think he's number 6 at cornerback right now as far as annual salary. And I don't know. They keep doing the right thing, and we question it all offseason long, and they eventually get it done. And here we are. And now we have this potential defensive player of the year in Nick Bonito, and we have him locked up. We're good. We're good to go for the next few seasons.
Yeah, he's not pushing his number up with his performance this season. He's we already have him locked in at the number that we like him locked in at. So no, that's kudos to the Paytons, and kudos to our owners who, I mean, I want to say that when the trust was here, this getting deals done with the trust was hard. When there was 3 voices in the room and none of them were like the guy who was in charge, no, it was a weird situation. And I think that's actually one of the kind of unmentioned things about the new owners and the Penners, where they've created a very, very solid atmosphere and environment and culture here. We talk about that word all the time, the new culture that's here. So I fully believe that they're in the vein of Mr. Bolin, where he was the most competitive guy in the room. He literally was, how much does it cost? Go do it. I'll cover it. Yeah. It kind of sounds like the Penners are in the same vein.
Yeah, and they're all doing it behind the scenes, not making a media show out of it. And that's why
they're not a Jerry Jones.
Thank you.
Yeah,
right there.
It's professionally done. There's no question in the locker room about it, and I love how it's being run that way.
Yeah,
and we got lucky. We got lucky with this ownership. This ownership group is first class all the way, and all you got to do is look to Cincinnati and say, "There's a right way and a wrong way." Look up to Cleveland. I mean, what the heck are they doing? There's just so many dysfunctional, terrible.
I'm going to call him out again. Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jerry
How
Jones.
do you let your star player go like that in Micah Parsons? That'd be worse than, or that was worse than us letting Nick Bonito go, right? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that the way these guys are running the shows, and then they sit there and they wonder like why their teams aren't doing that well. Like, well, come on. But no, the owners are awesome. I know I've shared this story before, but what's Carrie Walton Penner? Carrie Walton Penner was at the beginning of last season in one of the preseason games. She was walking around during the tailgate time before the game, just talking to fans. Right? She came up and she spent some really good time with us at our tailgate, Scott, and she signed the table. And it wasn't like there were 50 people following her. There was like her assistant. There were a couple other people, right? But they weren't making a big deal of it.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, I just want to talk and just getting to know the fan base. And I just, can you imagine Jerry Jones just walking out among the tailgaters wanting to talk to fans? Absolutely not. So no, we definitely hit a home run and got lucky when it came to our ownership group, and so I can't stop. And now you see they're paying for the new stadium all on their own,
on their own dime.
Yep. So look, there's just a lot of good things that they've been doing, and I just love that. Yeah, like you said, they're doing it professionally. They're not making a media circus out of it or anything like that, and I think they're leading by example there. And all that stuff trickles down to how the whole organization represents themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, we're gonna do some closing thoughts here in just a couple minutes, guys. Stick around. We're not quite done yet. First off, again, tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we are live again with our flagship show, Bourbon Broncos No B.S. Make sure you go sign up at the website, broncosandbourbon.com, for free this year. We will be bringing into the website membership tiers, paid membership tiers next year. But that's just because it's going to take me a long time to do it. And I want you guys to have a chance to sign up for free. And on top of that, if you sign up for free this year, you will get upgraded to the next membership tier for free when I introduce those next year. But you can get in there for free right now, see all the latest videos, podcasts, the shows. You can read articles that mostly Adam is writing right now, but we have articles there, and that's going to get built out. We have a whole fan section with a game day chat that we have. And so, like I said, the website's still a little buggy, and we're working on it, but in general, it is live. It's up there for you guys to go use and enjoy and check out. And if anything, like I said, you just want to know where our content is, head on over to the website and you'll be able to see all of it right there on the homepage. So broncosandbourbon.com, sign up for free now. Also, looks like I want to shout this out. Sean threw in his Bronco Gang application. Welcome to Bronco Gang, Sean. I think you're going to love it. And yeah, make sure you're checking out the Math Fanatics music there as well. Michael already has a Broncos tattoo. Dude, I need to get one. It's on the to-do list. My problem is I'm just getting older.
Are you scared of
Have
her?
Giz hook you up, man. Giz is the man.
There you go. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I don't.
Kevin. You can get a tattoo at any age.
I could, but I don't know. I just haven't decided. Because if I get one, I want it to be unique. Like, I don't want just a regular run-of-the-mill Broncos logo or something. It's got to be cool. And, right there on the lower back, tramp stamp style. That's the one thing I've decided.
Yeah.
I got the perfect one for you, Kevin. You get the classic Broncos D with my head coming out of it on tramp stamp, and that's it.
Yes.
That's all you need.
And then I get your name tattooed on my ass, too. Yeah.
Well, I thought you already had that.
Well, I don't have John. I just have your name. It says your name. So I can tell people I have your name on my ass. Anyway, I don't. That's a lie.
That's not what you told me. That's not what you told me.
I lied. Sorry, guys.
Are there pictures to confirm or
This is, by the way, Bourbon Broncos No B.S. is recorded in front of a live studio audience, which is the laughing you heard in the background.
Obviously.
Yeah, I was confused for a second there, but yeah.
What are all these people doing in my living room?
Well, no, I have my dog. She's right here, so she's alive, and so live studio audience. Anyway, guys, closing thoughts. Let's go around the horn. Let's go in reverse order. Adam, starting with you down here, buddy. Broncos 17th, 17. That'd be nice. 13-11 win in London. Weird game all the way around, but to come back home to Denver to face off against the Giants. What are you thinking, buddy?
I hear the trap game moniker thrown around a lot, and I kept telling people, I don't know that this isn't the trap game because it's in London, because it's at a weird time, because it's at a neutral site, because the Jets, for not winning a game, are better than their record states. And I said it over and over, and look what happened yesterday. I think there is some very valid criticisms of Sean Payton right now and his play calling, but he did manage to pull out a last minute drive again. Bo Nix, for as much as he's struggled, also, during the game, he has those flashes, and when you need a drive, he's engineered the drive. I mean, are these all kind of first world problems we're having right now with our football team? Maybe a little bit. So maybe if there's, I wish I had a criticism of the defense for me to, maybe their uniforms aren't pressed as much. Maybe
Get nitpicky.
Maybe I don't like the blue. Maybe I want the, I don't know. But in any case, things are really good right now. And maybe, and this is coming from me, who did cover this team for a long time with no playoffs in the interim. And trust, there's plenty of bad to talk about sometimes. This isn't one of those times. So if you're grumpy, lighten up. They're 4-2.
They're 4-2. I like it. Well said, man. Scott, over to you, buddy. Closing thoughts.
Well, here's the deal. Since we won the Super Bowl and we had an okay season after the Super Bowl, it wasn't good. Wasn't
winning record
9-8,
9-7. Yeah.
Since then, how many of these games have we lost?
Right.
So many.
You got to look at that. This is a game 3 years ago under some of the people who had running this team, we would have lost. And that's what we would have been talking about.
Joseph.
Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And we won. At the end of the day, we won. It's going to get better. I still see so much potential in Bo Nix. I want to see a little more consistency. Be nice if the offense would just give him a little more time. But you know what? I see a lot of good in this guy. And all you got to do is look at a guy like Baker Mayfield, who, has bounced around, and he was a number one pick. And now I really like his moxie. And that's what I see in Bo Nix. Maybe it's not this year. I don't know if it's next year. But you give him the opportunity to just continue to grow, and you keep adding playmakers around him. Guess what? That pass that's just a little off, that guy catches it and busts it out. And you see it all the time in the NFL. You see some of these passes, and it's like, that was nothing. And yet, I don't know, McDonkey takes it down and puts him in field goal range to win the game. That was such a simple pass. But he made a guy miss, and then he made another guy miss, and then he's gone. And we got the talent to do that. These guys just need to start putting it together. The defense will start getting turnovers. 100%. I am positive of that. And we do, we're going to start seeing more scores. And I'm hoping, because I'm old, these tight games don't do well with me.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think this grade's from? This is from the Broncos.
I have one now.
Me down, or they gotta start tearing them up like they did against Cincinnati. So it's coming. It's coming. I'm a believer.
Yeah. Believer, if you will.
I am a believer.
Believer. Got to bust out at least once a show. Okay, that brings us to the one, the only, John, with his closing comments, sir. What do you think?
Kev, I love the background. Like, I love this. What's your keyboard set that you get? You're getting this background music.
Oh, just
Audience.
PFM. Omaha PFM.
Now I'll know to look for it. But to Scott's point, I think my heart has aged in 4 of the 6 games.
Right?
Like by decades maybe. In these games, and it's been happening for years. So I can't imagine you, Scott, how you're still alive, frankly, being a Broncos fan this long. Nothing against you, Scott. Nothing against you, Scott.
Scott's heart is made of different things.
Whiskey, bourbon.
Both.
Both.
No, I believe in Bo. I think that's a good comparison to Baker Mayfield. I think he just needs a little bit more time. But we want to see progression here. He had 125 yards in the first quarter and then 50 the rest of the game.
Right?
I mean, come on, let's go. Let's get some of these going. Yeah, and most of those were in the fourth quarter on one drive. So I want to see more of that. This defense can win us games, apparently. We just saw it. So
yeah,
offense wasn't performing. The coverage on special teams wasn't performing. And so I don't want it to come down to games like this. I want it to be a more even team. But it's nice to know that we can win games with this defense without creating turnovers. We won this game purely on defense without creating turnovers. So,
and
granted, I don't want to knock it. Yeah, we had one good touchdown drive, and it looked great, and it came in the first quarter. Why didn't that continue? So I want to see more of that. I want, Sutton got locked down pretty well by Sauce Gardner, and that's fair. That's kind of to be expected when you're playing a Surtain, when you're playing a Sauce. Garrett Wilson had 13 yards, so when you look at comparison there. By the way, no big deal. That is one of the few DraftKings bets I won, the Sutton versus Wilson comparison. 17 versus 13 is not how I thought that was going to go on the receiving yards. But no, I want this Giants game. Like, we're at home. Let's get right. We got through this weird scheduling of going to cross seas, going to Philadelphia, playing Monday night before then. Like, let's get right at home against a Giants team that, preseason just should be a win. But now I'm a little bit nervous because they are coming in hot. I think our our defense can temper them a little bit, or a lot of bit, I should say. And let's get right against this team at home. Let's see that Denver crowd make a big difference in this game.
Yeah.
Well said, John. Beautiful. No, exactly right. And guys, we're going to talk about the Week 7 matchup against the Giants starting tomorrow night, halfway through the show. So make sure you tune in. But there's a lot to build off of. And somebody after the game, I heard call into the radio, somewhat of a fair point. I think we won, but the way the offense and the special teams, we didn't really talk about them, performed. Coach Payton can still go out there and coach them really hard. Yeah, you can look at that and say, guys, we won, and we should be happy about that, right? But this is not the way this can continue to go, because it's not going to result in a lot of wins if this is it. You can't rely on the defense to be like that every single game. They're going to have an off day. They're humans, right? The offense has got to show up and help out. So that's the big takeaway for me, is this Broncos offense. Let's get them going. You're right. Let's get them in a groove. Got to cut down on those penalties, clean that up. Number one, if that's the one thing they clean up and nothing else this week, this offense is already way more than fractionally better, like Adam is saying, that they need to be. That alone would make a huge difference, because these drives are going to continue. You're going to wear out the defense even more. You're going to put more points up on the board. All those things happen when you just play a clean, disciplined game. So I'd say 90% of the problem is in that alone. So we'll see. But John, Scott, the flag man, Adam, who you can find Eye on the Ball 37. I forgot to have you talk about that in your closing thought, but make sure you go check out Adam as well. Follow all his stuff for his Broncos content, guys. But we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, like I said, and then you can check us out later on in the week on your podcast platforms for the pregame podcast. And then we'll see you live on Sunday for the Broncos game. Spotty and David probably doing the pregame show. We'll be out there live. Might dial in again and give you guys some on the ground coverage, but we'll see about that. So, but to everybody who's been tuning in tonight, all the comments and everything, you guys are fantastic. Sean, Mike, and again, shout out to Gary, our marketing guy, who does a ton of work behind the scenes. Thank you guys. People who I didn't mention in the comments, Jacob, everyone else, you're fantastic. Keep coming back. This is why we do it, and we'll keep doing it as long as you show up. So 10 years going strong. Hopefully we got another 10 years heading our way. Oh, and with the Broncos getting to 4 wins on the season, that means we are officially 6 wins away from giving away 3 Bo Nix jerseys to 3 random followers of ours. So make sure you follow us, because as that gets closer, I'm going to tell you how to enter for those jerseys. So 6 more wins, guys. Here we go. That being said, been talking a lot. We've all been talking a lot. I think I have nothing left to say other than end this show as we always do on a very strong Go Broncos.
Go Broncos.
I believe, baby. I believe.
Hey, take care, guys. We'll see you later.
In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a